Hello, virtual art students. Today we're going to talk about coloring. First off, there's nothing wrong with the traditional way of coloring. I just want to show you a few new techniques. Remember to always use good craftsmanship. That means you're in control of the material. For crayons and colored pencils, I always like to start by outlining my drawing and then color in the same directions. If I get bored, I just twirl my paper around. Remember, if you press harder with a crayon, it gets darker, and if you press lighter, it's lighter. This will help make your objects look more 3D. Another tip would be, after you're done coloring it, mix in another color with it. They don't mix too well, but from a distance, it makes a different color. If you use the complementary color or opposite color, it makes it look more 3D or darker. Markers are also similar to crayons because they don't mix or blend together. But some tricks are you can color normally and just use different shades or tints of the marker to get it to look black. Or you can use the dot method, similar to pointillism, by overlapping or getting closer together with the dots. If you throw in another color to it, that adds more colors. Or you can use patterns to color it in. Simple line patterns, and the closer you get to each other and overlapping, the darker your creation will make. If you don't have coloring supplies, don't worry, because pencil and pens work too. You can use a method of controlled scribbling by staying in the lines, but the more colors that marks that you overlap, the darker that it gets. If you want to be more in control, and the scribbling might get to be too much, you can use a method called hatching, which is drawing lines. Some artists even go as far as using a ruler to get their lines straight. If you cross them, they're called cross-hatching, and it can get darker. Oil pastels are another great choice because you can mix the colors or blend them together. They tend to get messy though. One way to blend them is to start with your normal color and then add another color over it. You'll notice the thicker it gets, the more slimy or easier it is to glide on together. To get it to smooth out, you can use a finger, or you can just keep overlapping and coloring on top of each other. With oil pastels, you can also feel free to use the scribbling or cross-hatching method too, and overlap the colors that way. Another cool new material is watercolor pencils. They're small and you can make small detailed marks, but they're more fun you can mix them by either coloring with them and then adding water to it, or you can add water to your paper and then add color to it that way. Make sure you use the right paper, or you can dip it into water first. Don't be afraid to experiment. Many artists use a combination of these methods. Good examples can be found in children's books. This illustrator liked to use watercolors and then cross-hatching over on top of it. Look around. See what examples you can find. Now it's your turn. I want to challenge you to draw a character that you like. Make sure it's coloring book style. Draw it, then try these new techniques out. Here's some of my examples. I used watercolor and cross-hatching for mine with colored pencils. I can't wait to see what you create.